My name is Julie Harnish, and I am an online ESL teacher. I'm coming at you amid the 2020 coronavirus outbreak, and I am currently living in Chicago. However, I am moving on Saturday, providing that the borders don't close, because I really don't want to stay here during all of this chaos. Um, so anyway, I just wanted to check in with you. I've had just so many people reach out and ask about my job because obviously right now a lot of people are getting laid off or they're not able to go to work and they're really concerned. And I can tell you that I have never been more full of gratitude for this gig that I have going on because I don't have to worry about that. And I am so thankful. On another note, if you watched my other video and saw that I was sick for like a month, you can still hear that my voice is screwed up. I'm starting to wonder if I myself had the coronavirus. Very possible. I do think it's much more widespread than what we know it is because there's just not tests available. And obviously the numbers are just going to keep spiking as soon as they do have more tests available. Anyway, that's a side note. About my job, though, I actually work for 3 different companies, and if you dig through my videos, you'll find lots of information on that. But this video is just going to be specifically for the people who are not yet teaching online, who may be interested in that now just because of what our circumstances are currently. So, like I said, I work for 3 different companies. My favorite is VIP Kid. I work for them right now 4 days a week. I have a backup company called Go Kid, and then I have another company that I do during daytime hours called Cambly. The reason I have 3 is because a lot of these companies, these specifically, the parents book you, and so it does take a little while to build up your schedule. For other teachers watching, wondering why in the world I'd be recruiting right now that are all mad about there not being enough slots, this is a business, and I feel like you build your business, and if you have regulars, they will follow you. Like, my bookings have not dropped since the coronavirus thing happened. In fact, they have spiked because our students are still not in school. And for those of you who haven't been following this catastrophe since the beginning, like most ESL teachers have, they are still out of school. They were out of school since December, the end of December, most of them, and they are still out of school, so there is no way we're going back in 3 or 4 weeks like everyone's saying. It's not going to happen. But this is not going to be like a warning video. I've been trying to warn people for a long time about what's going to happen, just nobody wanted to listen. But that aside, this is not an I told you so video, but this is there is an opportunity for you video if you've been laid off. Now, the thing about these 2 of the 3 companies are through China, and the Ministry of China requires you to have a bachelor's degree to teach their children. So if you want to work for VIP Kid or Go Kid, you need a bachelor's degree. The bachelor's degree can be in any concentration. It does not have to be in teaching. You do not need to know how to speak Chinese. They learn by immersion. What's the other most common question people ask? What do you need to get started? All you need is a computer. And in fact, if you want to work for just VIP Kid, you don't even need a computer if you have an iPad. You may teach from that. But Cambly and Go Kid, both, you need a computer. You need some sort of headset. You can just use your Apple earphones if that's all you've got right now. That's fine. And you need some sort of educational background, which is super simple. Dollar store, ABC poster or something, or just improvise right now since you can't go out, right? So that's all you really need to get started. Now, Cambly is a little bit different than the other 2. That company is actually a US-based company, and at that company, you are not teaching children in China. Well, you could be teaching children in China, but they're children or people or adults all over the world. The hours are different because, like I said, the first 2 companies, you teach Chinese children, and because you're teaching Chinese children, the hours are generally, depending on your time zone, opposite of where we live. So, for example, Eastern time zone right now is exactly 12 hours behind China, so keeping that in mind, it's essentially like 3rd shift hours or very early morning hours. My schedule, for example, I am on Central Time now. Like I said, I'm still in China for another 5 days, so this will probably be like the last time you see a video of me in this classroom because I actually already got a house in Michigan, and I'm very excited to go home right now in the middle of cornfields where it's a lot safer. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, time zone. Yeah, sorry about that. My mind is kind of, I'm anxious about all the stuff going on, like the rest of you aren't. Um, so I'm in Chicago, so I'm on Central Time, so it's a little 1 hour difference. But anyways, you just book your classes. So for example, I work every day, Monday through Friday, 2 a.m. to, what time is it right now is 8 o'clock. Sometimes my 8:30 and 9 o'clock slots book, but those are only trial classes, and so that's not consistent. But typically I'm done by 8 o'clock in the morning. Now when I move back to Michigan, that'll move up to 9 o'clock, and I'll start at 3 instead of 2. And then on the weekends, I generally pick up 1 or 2 nights. I try to force myself to take a day off. It's honestly hard because this doesn't feel like work, and I really like seeing the numbers add up. I know what I'm getting paid. I choose what I open. So I've been, since I got really sick, I've been trying to be diligent taking a day off. It's really hard for me. And that's a good thing in a job, I guess. So the requirements, basically you need a degree in any concentration, except for Cambly does not require a degree. For the first 2, you also need something called a TESOL, TESOL. I will put the information in the link along with instructions on how to obtain that. Now, if you go to work for VIP Kid, they will give you their own TESOL certification, so you don't need to worry about it. However, once you get into this industry, you tend to want to branch out to other companies, and their TESOL will not follow you to another company. So I would suggest doing the one through Groupon, which is what I did. It's only $120. It's a 120-hour certification, but I did it much faster because I opened up 2 windows, I read the information and did the test at the same time. I would say it probably took me about 3 hours, if that. So you could do that in one day if you wanted to. They're on Groupon right now for $19, and I'll put the link below. What else? So you do need that for most of these Chinese companies. I would just suggest doing the one on Groupon. You don't necessarily need it before you get hired, but saying that you have it on your basic information page is probably going to help you get hired faster, so they know they don't have to wait for you to finish that. What else? You just need some experience with kids. Now that can include volunteering at church, in the ministry, at camps, babysitting, being a nanny, anything at all. Working with kids, just amp up what you've done to work with kids. So the very first step is to fill in your basic information for these 2 companies. It takes about 5 minutes. The links are below. And from there, they will send you an email. And keep in mind, these companies communicate completely through email because you're getting messages from Beijing. Okay? They're not going to call you on the phone. So just keep an eye on your junk box. A lot of times those things go to your junk box. Now, with Cambly being a US-based company, it's a little bit different. You do not need a TESOL. You do not need a degree. All you need to be is a native English speaker. Obviously know how to speak in a grammatically correct manner. And with this company, the first 2 have curriculum on the screen. With this company, there's no curriculum except for the kids program. So you're going to get hired into the everything program, and then you can get certified to do the kids program after you're in. So again, all the links and the information will be below. I just wanted to get this out there for the people who have been asking. I made this long email, but this is sometimes just easier to listen. So basically what I do every day is I have, these slots are 25 minutes, and then you have 5 minutes for feedback. Each day I book myself, like I said, from 2 a.m. to 8 or 9 a.m. and they'll be back to back. I don't take a break, but now I couldn't do that when I first started. So you'll do what's best for you, but you choose what slots you open, what time. If you only want to do 1 or 2 hours for a little extra cash, that's A-okay. It's up to you. And then you can choose for VIP Kid if you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. With GoGo Kid, the pay is monthly. With Cambly, the pay is weekly via PayPal every Monday. So what else haven't I covered? Pay rates. The pay has changed for VIP Kid and GoGo Kid, and I don't want to give you specifics because they just changed the contract, and I'm not 100% on how or like what that is right now because they just changed it, and I'm still under the old contract. I will tell you it's between $18 and $22 an hour for VIP Kid, and it's between $18 and $25 an hour for GoGo Kid, and for Cambly it is $10 an hour, roughly 10, 12. They actually pay by the minute. So if you're on a call and someone hangs up, you're not getting paid when they hang up. So Cambly is my least favorite company. However, it's a way to roll in money if you don't have a degree and something happened right now, and that is available 24/7. That's why I have that company as like a backup, because if I ever need anything extra, it's there and available for me, okay? And the hiring process for that is much simpler than it is for the first two. And then with that being said, you can also, once you get into the kids program, that actually pays $12 an hour instead of 10. Okay. And that is not by the minute. That's, you teach class, they book just like these other companies. With the first two, the curriculum is on the screen. Like I said, there's essentially no prep time, maybe a little bit when you first start, just so that you're comfortable and familiar with the slides. But now at 3 years in, like, I don't prepare for anything. So there's no lesson plans, no nothing like there is when you're teaching in a brick and mortar school. What else? I think that's about the gist of it. So if you have any questions, oh, I should throw out there, this is an independent contracting gig. So technically you are a business owner. It's not like a regular job, but you do get a paycheck like a regular job. So you're going to get paid, like with VIP Kid, I get a paycheck every Friday. I choose to get it sent to PayPal, but you can get it sent right to your bank account. It doesn't matter. That's about it. So if you don't work, you don't make money. There are no benefits with this, but it's cash. And right now that might help out a lot of people. So I think that I covered everything. If you have any questions, leave them in the box below the comments and I will get back to you. You can also email me at julie.harnish@yahoo.com. You can find me on Facebook, Julie Harnish. All this information is in the description box. Yeah, I think that's about it. So I am wishing you guys health and joy during this time. Try to slow down, enjoy your family, and try to not be super anxious. And like I keep repeating to myself that, you know, this too shall pass and thou shalt not fear and all of that. But it's hard. So with that being said, I will just leave you with some good vibes and just a job opportunity in case you need one. And don't hesitate to reach out, but keep in mind throughout the next week I will be moving again, so I may not be answering right away like normal. And that's about it. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.